I think it will be a close game. I think Kansas City will get out to a great start. For some reason, during the playoffs, San Fran gets off to a slow start.
Yep.
But then they managed to stay in the game and fight back and end up winning. And I think it'll come down to who has the last possession of this football game. And Brock Purdy, if you have the last possession, you have to make the best of it, and then that'll put you now in the elite category.
I want to ask you about that in a second. They can't do what they did against the Lions and the Packers, right? They can't. They're not coming back from 17 down on the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
You can't get that far down on Kansas City because that's an explosive offense.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they may have a slow start, but I think it'll stay close, though.
Is that one of the things to look at early? If you're looking at this game and you want to say you get like an early feel for how this might go, if the 49ers don't get off to a fast start, that's a bad sign.
It is a bad sign. I feel like 49ers need to get off to a good start because you've been getting off to slow starts
Right.
the whole playoffs, and this is the Super Bowl, and this is your one chance. It's hard. It took me 11 years to get there, so you don't know when you'll make it back, so you got to make the most of it.
You said Brock Purdy. Did you say he wins this game? He is an elite quarterback? Because there's obviously this big debate going on right now. Cam Newton, he's a game manager. You've got a lot of people who say, hey, no, this guy's more than a game manager. He made big plays against the Lions, a lot of big plays with his feet, too, in that game, second half. Well, how do you see Brock Purdy? Is he a game manager or is he an elite quarterback?
I think he's been a great game manager, but I feel like he's also found ways to win the games too. So at a certain point, you have to start giving him respect and credit for what he's been doing. And then winning the Super Bowl is definitely going to put him at a different level because like a lot of quarterbacks, including Cam, have not won one.
He wins. He's definitely a top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
He should be. He should be respected as one.
Right.
Somebody who came in and as a backup and came in and just kind of took the team to the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And then coming this year and you make it all the way to the Super Bowl. So definitely should put some respect on his name.
There you go. Patrick Mahomes, obviously someone who's got an incredible amount of respect on his name. He wins a third. That puts him in rarefied air. I mean, then you've only got a couple people who have more than him at that point. Obviously in Tom Brady and Terry Bradshaw being two of them. Is he like a Mount Rushmore quarterback if he wins this thing? At only, by the way, 28 years old, which is still crazy.
He's made a huge headway in the NFL at a young age. Pretty much come in and change the dynamic of the quarterback position. And I think he's going to be around for a lot longer and have plenty more opportunities to win more Super Bowls. So I definitely think he's definitely now in those conversations.
When he does eventually retire a decade and a half from now, do you think he has a chance? Do you think he has a chance to win more Super Bowls than Tom Brady?
He has a chance, yeah. He definitely has, because he's still playing, so he definitely has a chance. It'll be good. I mean, because Tom's played in a lot, but he's won a lot as well.
Right, 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I think he'll give Tom a good run.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to figure out at a certain point he's not going to have this supporting cast, at least for a period of time, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going to be a down.
Kelsey's going to be gone. Andy Reid's probably be gone at some point.
So it depends on how they rebuild.
Right.
When they lose certain people who can come in and fill those voids.
Right, because Tom was able to sort of come back that second time around and win some. Patrick obviously going to get asked a lot about his dad this week. How does the team and how does he specifically block that out when I'm sure you want to be incredibly ultra focused this week and now he's got to answer for his
I think that's just bad timing too for this to happen because now it's like I'm focused on like one of the biggest games of my career, the biggest game of my career, and then now I have to hear like outside noise about family too.
Yeah.
But he's a professional. I feel like he probably should know how to kind of handle it. So I think he'll do all right.
What is Super Bowl week like? Like millions and millions of people watch your games on a week in week out basis, but obviously it's something completely different. What is it like in the media attention?
To me, I feel like Super Bowl week was just like college bowl game.
Really?
You go to a bowl game, you have like your media day, you take trips different places, but you still have practice.
Right.
But it's you have 2 days where you really like buckle down and you focus in on practice, but then you have other days where it becomes like more mental. But I feel like it's a great experience, and it does to me. I feel like I was back in college, like at a bowl game.
So that's interesting. So maybe you look at the Chiefs, you say, hey, they've got more experience. Maybe the 49ers not so much experience, but so guys who actually played in big time college bowl games, this is a comparable.
Yeah,
experience.
it definitely reminds me of that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure too because you do the same exact thing for the most part. Yeah.
Right. Vegas. I didn't think there would ever be a time where the NFL would even go anywhere near a Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Obviously, a lot's changed. They've embraced gambling. We know it's a lot of money to be made. How about that aspect of? I know you just came from Vegas. You're going to be back in Vegas later on in the week. How about the game being in Vegas and all of the craziness that comes with that?
It's a lot that goes goes around Vegas in general. It's going to be a lot of betting, but I never thought I would see the day either because I remember it was a big deal of players gambling and just all that. So to put a team right there is like wow, but it's here now, and I see Vegas is taking a big turn and it's becoming like a place now where there's a lot of entertainment.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I think it's going to be good for Vegas.
yeah. It's more than just gambling, right?
Yeah.
Is that a place you would like to have? If there was obviously a team in Vegas when you were playing, is that something that you would be interested in? Would you not want that because there's so much other stuff that might be a draw and it might be hard to focus?
For me, yeah, I don't think I'm not a gambler, but I just
Yeah.
feel like for some of my teammates, I know people get on a plane and play Blu-ray and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I wouldn't want my team to be in Vegas. I don't need any outside distractions.
Speaking of one of your teams, obviously, like we said, 2012 you win a Super Bowl. 2012 season you win a Super Bowl.
I got a ring on.
I was looking at look at that. Jeez. Massive. What do they have to do? Lamar's going to win the MVP. Obviously, it was a tough fought game against the Chiefs. What do they have to do to be able to beat the Chiefs and to get to where they want?
I personally think Lamar could have just stuck to what he was doing all season long, and that's using his legs.
Yep.
He became in that game trying to be more of a pocket passer and was throwing the ball a lot more, and he took away an element of his game. And I feel like if he stayed true to his game, it would have been a different outcome.
Do you think did he feel the pressure? He's got to hear people,
I think it could have
right?
been a little bit more pressure, and then also I don't know what coaches are saying to players either, because I know a lot of guys, even when I played with Ryan Tannehill, he listened to the coach so much where he's an athletic guy who can run.
Right.
And then when he got to Tennessee, you see how he became a quarterback. So at times like that, I feel like maybe he could have been listening to his coach more because it's like, oh, we're in the AFC Championship. I'm just going to listen to him instead of using my athletic ability. And that could have been the case.
Right. What was John Harbaugh like? Did you play for a lot of good coaches, obviously? How did you like Coach Harbaugh?
John, we have the same birthday.
Really?
Not yet. But John's a pretty cool coach, and I think from what I noticed, because we were there last year, we had a 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, "You're a different coach." And he says, "Yeah, I had to change a little bit because the group of guys are different."
Right.
And I think he has become more of a player's coach and knows how to relate to those guys. So I don't see him being hard on Lamar and those guys. I just think that just respect level, they might have just said certain things.
Right.
Lamar probably took it and just figured like, I'm going to pass the ball, I'm going to do this. Change his game plan. I don't think he had to.
Did Coach soften up because obviously it's a different time. Guys are different now, right?
The guys are different, and he said, you can't talk to those guys, I guess, like how you could in my era.
Wow.
Because some guys will go in a shell, and he doesn't need that.
Right.
So it's a different approach now.
That's fascinating. They have the talent, obviously. I think they were the best team in the league this year.
I think so too. Things just changed in that last game, and I think because of pressure.
Right.
So if they get there again, I feel like they'll know how to adjust to it next time.
It seems daunting to have to think like there's so much stuff you've got to do just to get back to that same spot.
It's a lot.
Right? I mean, how do you get through? How do you even deal with that in your head?
You know what's funny is 2011, we had a better record, and we went to the AFC Championship against New England. And then they said Lee Evans didn't catch the ball, and then our kicker missed the field goal. And Ray Lewis said in the locker room after the game, like, we'll be in the same position again next year. And I'm like, you're right. What's the odds of us being back in New England a year later?
Right.
And then a year later, we're back in New England. So, I mean, it can happen. But, it's just a lot. Because, I mean, it took me to even get to a championship game, it took me 9 years. I went first in Minnesota, and then I went to Baltimore and went again. And then my third time, I finally got past it and went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, so it takes a long time.
How often do you wear that? And what does it mean a lot? Does it actually mean a lot to you?
It does, because it shows like a lot of hard work. And a lot of guys play, to be able to say that they're a champion.
Right.
So I was able to win, one in college, and then I was finally able to win after 11 years, one in the next level of NFL.
Outside of talking football, obviously, you see the Let's Chat shirt. We are obviously lucky enough to have Brian here, Jordan Orlick as well. You are, Jordan, the CEO and the co-founder of Let's Chat. It's a remarkable language translation. Or I don't know, how would you tell me how to best say? He also told me this 2 minutes ago that I've now forgotten. But incredible. I don't know, application that can really translate websites, podcasts, other things in essentially real time.
Completely, and thank you so much for all this, and with BMAC being here as well. And yeah, so we're LetzChat. We translate everything into 104 languages with about 100 different regional dialects on top of that.
Wow.
Everything from websites, mobile apps, phone call translations, live chat, podcasts, in-person presentations, anything you can think of. We have total custom tools that we build out for our customers and for our clients. Everything is all AI and all based on the user's device language. So we have no drop downs or pop-ups. We know what language the customer speaks, and it's going to make the translations happen immediately for them in their language.
Wow. How did you guys get linked up? I know you. This is something you've been
story.
at for years, and yeah.
Yep.
All right, so back in 2017, I was escaping a hurricane from Miami. And believe it, a Miami hurricane, escaping a hurricane. And I made my way out here to L.A., and Flo Rida was shooting a music video for a song called Zillionaire at his parents' house. And they were there talking to his nephew, Colin, and explaining about LetzChat. I happened to be in town. Colin went to do something, I guess, outside of Flo Rida. He reached out to me and had me come and meet the guys. And at the time, I was an ambassador for Uber XL in Florida. So, we have language barriers there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So right away, I got it, and I wanted to be a part of it. And then that's kind of how we all connected back in 2017.
What's the goal? Is this for media companies to use the software? I mean, what is the goal?
Great question, and it's for everything, right? So not just media, but for small businesses, Fortune 500 companies, everything from anyone who uses any form of communication.
Okay.
So we recently just did a podcast actually for Tony Hawk, where he actually brought on one of his people, part of his organization. They're called Felipe Nunez, and he spoke fluent Portuguese. And Tony only speaks English, and so we actually live translated that in real time during the podcast. And actually, we voice cloned him afterwards, where he was able to speak in Portuguese, and Felipe Nunez was able to speak in English. And so we did that for the podcast. Yep. And it's available.
What's the turnaround? How long does that take? How long from when someone speaks to the translation? How quick does that happen?
Pretty much in a second. We do it in real time with it, so there's really no delay. The best way to think about it is if you've ever experienced translation with a human translator, we try to emulate that same style.
Right.
Just because people are used to it, but we can do it as you're talking. We can also have it come out in that language.
So that could seem to be hugely important for the travel industry. I mean, even when I remember interviewing plenty of fighters or athletes who do not speak English, obviously, and it's a bit clunky and it takes time. You know what I mean? This sounds like it's much quicker.
100%. Yeah, it's much quicker, more exciting. People love it. And definitely check out that video. And if you want to be voice cloned yourself, we can happily make that for you. If you want to speak in Japanese, we got you.
I've been voice cloned.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Have you had Brian? What language is he speaking?
I spoke like 4 different languages.
Yeah, you spoke a lot more. I think we got you an 8. I think we did Thai, and I think Japanese and Greek and German. We did a few different ones.
Have you guys been using AI for a while now? Obviously, it's like collectively, it's become a big topic, obviously, around the world. But AI is something you guys have been dealing with.
100%. Yeah. So we've been around since 2010, and we've been doing this for a long time. We work with a lot of, like I said, many different organizations from small to Fortune 30 even. Comcast is an investor in LetzChat, so we're doing a lot with Comcast. Comcast Business in particular. We actually, on the back of my shirt here, which I won't show, but maybe we can show a QR code. If you scan it, you can see the Comcast Business website actually in Japanese if you were a Japanese speaker. So we do that. We've been doing it for a long time, and we love it.
That's incredible. Anything else that we didn't touch on that you guys want to say? We'll make sure we...
No, I don't really have anything else I want to say about LetzChat, but maybe we can get TMZ to become a client.
It sounds incredible. Honestly, it sounds like it's something that'd be very useful.
And we do work a lot in the media sector with it. We actually did a lot for the 2024 Olympics as well, doing stuff there and doing some more stuff coming forward with that.
Wow.
From transcripts to videos, everything like that. So more than happy to help out with anything.
You guys have watched us grow from like...
Yes,
right.
Been around
I think it was
journey.
like probably just,
before
not
we
many
got with
people,
Comcast.
now big,
Right.
Absolutely. It's incredible.
And then we've done the past 2 Super Bowls.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we did the Super Bowls. We did the past 2 seasons on NFL Game Pass.
Wow.
So all the subtitles that went overseas were from LetzChat.
That's incredible.